if I don't shift in the exact spot before this transition too. I have to straighten up for a split second to shift, and I have to hit that timing. If I don't, you're watching out.
I hate that. But boy, whatever you've done to this car, it is really, really good.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
It is really, it's about the best, a well-behaved, it's a Z06, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness. And I mean, I've been in, a handful of them, but this one just seems very well-behaved. It rotates really, really nicely, has all the power and the braking that you could want.
Yep.
Even when you were going through traffic, right, you were in a bad situation, you had plenty of brake.
Oh yeah.
Which I thought, like, oh shit, we're never gonna make that corner.
Oh yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, fantastic. Yeah, well, I'll wait until we're done.
Okay, cool.
Them or they get mad.
I know.
I mean, hey, look, get mad at me if I go around 3 times and then come in, but
yeah, like if you see one black flag, do you really have to like? Yeah, I acknowledge it. Yeah, I acknowledge it. Yeah, I saw it.
I know, I'm an idiot. I went off track. I mean, geez, how many times do I have to say it? And I come from the racing world where they really don't care. You know, you go off track and it's like, okay, well, that's bad on you.
You want to take you over to your area over there?
Oh yeah, if you want, that'd be great. Yeah, so to your initial question, absolutely with this car and the way you manage this car, you could go into red and have no problem, right? Yeah. Are there going to be some cars that are going to be just horsepower? Yeah, probably. Yeah. But I mean, this you are clearly one of the faster ones out there. And
yeah, me, my dad, and Tom generally we blow through everybody.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a matter of if you want to. Sometimes it's nice to be, you know, the top dog. Sometimes it's, I mean, we had trains, right, that I couldn't, in yellow, I wouldn't have ever imagined that we saw.
Yeah.
So that was kind of frustrating. And hopefully you don't have that in red. So if you find, you know, there's some sessions where it just gets bogged up like that, well then, yeah, I'd say for sure go up to red if everybody's comfortable.
A lot of times, since we're the faster ones, we usually line up towards the front.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's also kind of boring because it's just
yeah, no, I get
so sometimes like
I mean,
especially now that
fun, right? I mean,
especially now that we're allowed to pass in turns, we've had some really fun. Like I did a pass in Rattlesnake this last session, and I've done passes like in a lot of the like more hairier areas. Right. But it was fun.
Well, even this one into here, I mean, that was like. Dude, I can't believe you're giving a pass right there.
I know. I was like outside. I was like, ooh. Yeah. I was like, all right, challenge accepted.
And why don't you do it like early? Right?
Yeah.
Even before that turn, you could go like, okay, pass me on the inside. Yep. You know, I'm gonna hang to anyway.
Most of them, and the passes over here, it's before that apex. They're like, I want you to go,
yes.
And then you wait through the apex, and then you're everywhere.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that just makes.
But that sense. I was like, well, all right, we'll see how it goes.
Anyway,
it's like I can do it if you stay on your side.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what you weren't really afraid that you were going to make, because you knew that the car could have turned there. I think you were more worried that the guy wouldn't been able to brake and would end up in your door.
I just wanted to give him all the space in the world. So I was like, I'm gonna.
Yeah. No, that's what I figured. Yeah. Anyway, so your initial question, the reason I'm in here is yes. I think anytime you want to go to red, you can. I can tell Dean that if you want. You let me know. In fact, it probably makes sense for me to go tell Dean, just so that he has it on record and doesn't say like, "Oh, you said that." Okay. Vaughn said.
Yeah. Anyway. And then I can tell my dad, and we'll make the decision.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I think it requires a check ride for them too, just like I gave you.
Yeah.
So that's why I was here. I'll give you a couple more things for free if you want.
I take all the advice.
Yeah. So like I said, you manage this car really well. One of the best entrances and managing of Rattlesnake, and I don't know if this is kind of your home track or not, but it's really hard to find somebody that does the entry and going through Rattlesnake correctly and very, very good, and you did. I mean, that's impressive. So
yeah, the way you described it in class, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, exactly how you do it. So very, very good. Hats off to you there. So there's a couple of places, for sure. I think that maybe like you picked up, I think you could roll on the gas a little bit faster on some, because the car just has so much mechanical grip.
Yeah.
I found that although we were going plenty fast through the corners, if you wanted to take it up just a little bit, I think you could have been on the throttle a little bit earlier, push the car just a little bit more through some of the corners. Some of the corners you're at max, right? And I went, and I'm not talking Ricochet. I think you do Ricochet pretty well. I think Little Bend certainly could.
Little Bend and Big Bend, I think.
Yeah. Big Bend, I think your problem there is, if you have a confidence issue, it's because you are not getting to the curbing quick enough. And I will say that that cone is a reference point and not necessarily
the apex.
Right, exactly.
It seems like a late apex.
Yeah. So you're taking it like a late apex, and really the corner is so long. You're coming in, your brake point is on par. Now what I'd want you to do is I want you to make a bigger commitment to the curbing earlier, right? Your brake point, and then you'll stay out and you'll wait till you actually like make it a late apex, and it's not that kind of corner. So brake, make a bigger commitment to get to the curb, run along the curb, because again, until they change this track, Little Bend and Big Bend has a little groove. You go walk it. It has a little groove by the curbing, and it just gives you a lot more confidence to push harder. You were generally
I find that I'm tracking out. I'm like, I don't really even need all this track.
No, bro.
Yeah, because I could have carried more. I was like, should I downshift to third and just be powered down harder? No. But I guess if I early apex, then it would
earlier apex in fourth gear, because you're going to need fourth gear, and then you're going to use all the damn track. And subsequently, I'll be shocked if you wouldn't pick up another second.
Yeah.
At least.
I know. I feel like I know this corner feels too slow.
and if this car does it, nothing feels slow. But
it makes sense, because if the cone is a later, then it should be apex. Then I'm not aiming for the right place.
In fact, I will tell you this. A couple of times you went deep enough into that corner, I thought you were probably picking up some marbles that were going to create a traction issue. You probably picked up a little bit of the marbles, but boy, this thing has such good mechanical grip. You just didn't even notice it.
Yeah, so, 315s all the way around, and I just put these on there. This is the first track weekend with these tires.
Oh man,
and I just ran the street tires before this.
Oh.
So all of a sudden I have 315s squared, and I'm on the equivalent of RE71s basically.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm like,
that's night and day, isn't it? Yeah. So those were. I will say the third thing. So those were two things. The final thing that I'll give to you, and not like you have to change it your last session. I think there's a quicker way through 8, right? The slowest corner on the track.
The toilet bowl.
No, before wasn't that 8? The second gear one, right?
Oh yeah,
right before the shift issue.
Yeah,
right?
I'm never sure to go wide and come back, or like kind of cut it on the way.
Two things. So
and the tricky part is I have to straighten up to make sure that
you can get
it hadn't locked me into first before. That was new. It would just not go to third.
Oh wow!
I had to make sure that I'm really straight. It's the trans shifting.
Just shifting.
It's got to be. I think I might put a
non-compliant something or
I might put a stiffer trans brace on it.
Yeah. So I think if you and you can compare these two because they're similar in the kind of uphill climb and how you need to, especially with this car, to get the power on, right? You need to get the power on, which means you need to be facing you know, in a direction that's going to work for you. So think about that corner 8 and that corner as you're climbing I think it's not Buzzard Neck, but Tombstone. I think it's Tombstone.
The little S there. You
go through Little Bend, you go through Buzzard Neck, and then the
wagon
corner,
wheel.
Yeah,
wagon wheel. First turn of wagon wheel.
Yes. So think about this. You take that one wide, and you take that one really wide.
Yeah.
What you might want to play with this kind of power is to really make it more diamond, right? So get in there, get the car turned, which means that it's not so wide out. It's more of a.
That's actually how I used to do it.
Slow down, and then the second that you waste pivoting the car to where you want to is
going up that hill there.
On power, right?
Yeah.
And because what I'm thinking is, especially with that one over there, is that as you're winding, the car's still not where you want it to be, still not where you want to be, still not okay. Now it's where you want to be. Now I can you get on the power.
I have to really.
Yeah, so
do a saw on that wheel to like feather it up.
Right. So if you go a little bit slower than you want to do, get it turned, and then I'm hoping that from the middle of the hill that you're pointing in the right enough in the right direction that you can get full on the gas full, and the you know, half a second that you lose at the end of that you gained a second. So you know,
probably 2 mile an hour on that.
Yeah. So anyway, those are the things.